Shalom, Shalom, Israel. Brother Kazak Banyahawada, coming to y'all from Joliet, Illinois. Just wanted to hop out here on this quick Friday to come out here and give a couple precepts. Not really a lot of people walking past, so Lord willing, the Lord do send somebody so they can get edified. But if not, then I'm gonna just go through the Spirit, and bring some precepts out, showing the times and showing what the Lord finna bring forth to come, as far as His judgment upon this earth. So let me start off. Let me see where I want to start off. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. It says, "Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee." Salakia. But the Most High, He telling us through Moses, He telling us to remember the days of old. We supposed to be coming into remembrance of how our ancestors had to suffer in this land. No matter where you Salakia, I don't want my phone to fall. But the Most High, He want us to come into remembrance of how our ancestors had to suffer in this land, in this Babylon the Great. Our ancestors, the so-called Native Americans, they was here first, but they got slaughtered by the so-called conquistadors, and when Columbus came over here, they started slaughtering all the Native Americans, and also our so-called Hispanic, Latino brothers and sisters, they was getting slaughtered by the so-called white man when he came over here, because our Native Americans and our Hispanic brothers and sisters, they was the first people in this land, but they wasn't keeping the commandments, and it was part of prophecy that a nation would come from afar and would take our land and would destroy us, and we would have to serve them for one of all things, paraphrasing the curses in Deuteronomy. But so yeah, we gotta remember what our ancestors went through, and also in this land, the so-called Negro tribes, the Southern Kingdom, when we was brought over here. This is the land of our captivity. We've been here since we got brought here by the so-called white man, and it been nothing but hell for us ever since. So these things that we got to remember, what the white man put us through, and what these other nations got us going through, especially in these last days, because it's gonna help us. It's gonna help us come back to the Lord once we realize that we all we got. So my next scripture I'm gonna come out with so yeah, we gotta remember what happened to us in these last days, and remember who was shedding our blood in these last days. Salakia. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it." So the Most High, He's saying that we can't pollute the land with blood, but if you think about it, this whole America is polluted with blood. This land was built off the backs of the so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans, and the so-called white man, the Most High said He got to pay for that. He got to pay for the things that He did to our people. This whole land is defiled with blood, and it can't be cleansed except by the blood of Him that shed it. So that's just showing, that's righteous judgment that the Most High has given to the white man for shedding all our blood in this country. This Babylon the Great. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16. It says, "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." So who stole a nation of people? And who was selling people? A lot of people don't know that the so-called Hispanics, they was getting sold over to the Spaniards. You know, a lot of them got shipped off to Spain. You know, you had our so-called Puerto Rican brothers and sisters. You know, they was over there going through their slavery, working in sugar cane fields and mango fields and all of that. You know, getting oppressed by the so-called white man, just like we were over here. You know, the so-called the Negro tribes. You know, we was getting oppressed by the so-called white man, getting sold. You know, master come kick your door in, tell you that this your last night with your wife, this your last night with your kids, cause in the morning they getting sold down the road. You know, to another state, and you'll never see them again. So you know, it says, I'm gonna bring that out again. It says, Exodus 21:16, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So you know, us so-called Negroes, we've been in America since we got here, you know, and since we got brought here, we've been here, and they never gave us a pass to like, okay, y'all could go home now. So if you think about it, we still in the hands of the so-called white man. So when the Most High come back and he find us in the hand of the so-called white man, what the scriptures say, it say that he shall surely be put to death. You said what?
You out here, ain't nobody out here?
You out here, brother. What's up? You trying to hear the word? You know your nationality, brother?
Yeah, we had this talk before.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
What is it?
You said something about the Israel.
Yeah, you an Israelite, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember you gotta repent and keep the commandments, brother. You remember the commandments?
Something about thou shalt not steal,
Let me bring one out for you. Let me show you something real quick. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, what swine, brother? Right. Though he divide the hoof and be cleven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. So the Most High saying that pig is unclean. So brother, if you eat pork, you gotta put that down, brother. Do you eat pork, brother? So brother, you gotta put that down. You gotta put that down, brother. The Most High, do you love God? Huh? Do you know what loving God is? Keeping the commandments, you know? Did you know that? So keeping the commandments is doing what the Most High told us to do. So you know, if you want to prove your love to the Most High, you gotta do what he told you to do, brother.
Alright, remember how let's go check.
Alright, brother, you gotta repent, brother. Remember, you're an Israelite, brother. Jakes, man, you know. Talking about I'm out here, but ain't nobody out here, but you out here. You know? The Most High, you know, man's goings are of the Lord, so the Most High sent that brother in my course, so, you know, so I could tell that brother to repent, you know. The Most High wanted that brother to hear one last time, you know, before he bring this judgment upon the earth. Let me bring that out, because, you know, brothers, they hear this word, but they don't want to hearken to it. And that's the same reason we got sent into captivity in the first place. For brothers like that, you know. I ain't trying to go hard on the brother, but we got to listen to the Most High's commandments if we want to come out this living situation that we in. This is the book of Zechariah. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 7, verse 11. It says, but they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. So, you know, I'm bringing out the commandments to the brother, telling the brother he can't eat pork. You know, at least the brother remembered that he an Israelite. You know, he remembered from our last conversation. So at least that, you know, the seed was planted. But, you know, once the commandments started being brought out and it started going against their way of living, you know, they refused to hearken. They turned away the shoulder. They don't want to hear. They stopped their ears, just like the scripture just said. You know, I'm going to bring it back out. Zechariah 7 and 11, but they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. That's exactly what the brother just did, and that's exactly what a lot of our people do. You know? That's why the Most High said, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Let me go ahead and bring that out. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land saith the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. So the Most High, he said, in all the land, everywhere, all over the earth, 2 parts, 2/3 of the people are cut off and die. You know, because they refuse to hearken. You know, especially with our nation, the Israelites. You know, a lot of our people, they stiff-necked. They stiff-necked. They don't want to listen. You know, but just like it said in Baruch, you know, in the land of captivity, we gonna remember ourselves, and that's, I think, the Most High for this great awakening that's going on. You know, bringing about the word of prophecy. But you know, a lot of our people, they still gonna refuse to hearken. They still gonna refuse to keep the commandments. So you know, that's why I said 2/3 of us gotta get cut off and die, go get put to death. But the 1/3, the people that the Most High decided to have mercy on, you know, he said he gonna try them as silver is tried, and Salakia, he go refine them as silver is refined, and try them as gold is tried. So meaning we gonna come out like that perfect gold, you know. He gonna put us through the fire, get all of our impurities out, because you know, just like when you gotta melt gold down to get to reach its melting point, and then you know you gotta scoop out all the impurities, and that's basically what the Most High gonna do to us. You know, he gonna put us through that hellfire, you know, put us through all this trial and tribulation, and if we stick through it, we gonna come out as gold, you know. We gonna come out as pure gold. Let me finish that. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. So, you know, you got to come back to the Most High in these last days, especially if you don't want to be part of that 2/3. You got to serve the Most High in spirit and in truth, you know. So, and what is truth, you know? Let me bring that out. Because, you know, it say you got to serve the Most High in spirit and truth. You know, you got to know what the truth is. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119. Salakia. Book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. This is what the truth is right here. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So, you know, it say the law is the truth. So, you know, if you serving the Most High in spirit and in truth, then you keeping the law, you know, with all your spirit, you know. So that's what you got to do. We got to keep the law in these last days, you know. So, you know, no more eating pork, you know, keep the Sabbath day. You know, we got to keep the high holy days. You know, we got the Most High, you know, no shaving your beard. You know, no cuttings in your flesh, no more tattoos. You know, the Most High, he gave us 613 laws, and we got to keep them to the best of our ability. Some of them we're not going to be able to keep because we don't have a temple, so we can't do sacrifices. So, you know, but we got to keep the laws that we can keep and rehearse the righteous acts in the land of our captivity. So let me get back to the subject where I was going. The brother came, but you know, the spirit just guides you, you know. Let me bring that out in Baruch real quick. In the Apocrypha. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. So the Most High, he said he knew that we wouldn't hear him. He knew that we wouldn't follow his laws, statutes, and commandments because we stiff-necked. You know, that's the old way of saying hard-headed. You know, your granny might tell you that you hard-headed when you keep meddling with something, and then you get a cut or something like that, and then you know you got to get a whooping because you was being hard-headed. You know. So the Most High saying he knew that we wouldn't hear him because we are stiff-necked people. You know, that's why we got sent into captivity in the first place. Going on that. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves and shall know that I am the Lord, their power, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear. You know, so the Most High, he said that in the land of this captivity, we gonna remember ourselves. We gonna start rehearsing the righteous acts. We gonna start remembering that we the chosen people of God and start holding ourselves to that standard. You know, we can't be still trying to stay at the bottom under these other nations, serving under the so-called white man and serving under the so-called East Indian and serving under the so-called Arab. No, the Most High said we better than these people. We a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. We need to hold ourselves to these statutes and to these standards. It's like it. Escaping my mind, but yeah, we in the land of our captivity, and I thank the Most High for this great awakening. So that means it's the word of prophecy that in the land that let me bring that out in Matthew real quick before I bring out this other precept. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 14. It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto the nations, and then shall the end come." So, this great awakening, just like the Most High said in Baruch, that we go remember ourselves in this land of captivity and start rehearsing the righteous acts. And then, the gospel go start getting preached around and throughout the whole world, and then shall the end come. So this is all word of prophecy. This great awakening is showing that the end is coming because we're remembering ourselves in this captivity, and this gospel is being pushed. You got brothers on YouTube, and they channel being watched by brothers in India, by brothers in so-called Palestine, because we are scattered throughout the whole four corners of the earth. They being watched by brothers in Australia, wherever Israel is at. This gospel is being pushed, You got brothers in Europe, brothers in Germany, So this gospel is being pushed throughout the four corners of the earth, and that's showing times of the prophecy that this end is coming, So if it's showing times that the prophecy, it's showing times in the prophecy that the end is coming, it's time to repent, it's time to wake up, So let me bring that out real quick. This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. It says, "In that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep." Knowing the time, you're seeing that that the Israelite movement is growing. This truth spreading like wildfire. So it's time to wake out of sleep. We waking up out of sleep. It's time to hold ourselves to these standards, keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. So we can go ahead and go home, Israel. We tired of being here. I'm tired of going to work. I'm tired of paying bills, I'm tired of doing all these things, serving under the so-called white man. I want some servants. I want somebody to serve me for a change. I want to be a CEO. I want to be a ruler or a governor. I want to be something like that. Serving over these other nations. And not have them oppressing our people. I'm tired of coming out and seeing my people pushing carts. Because they got all their things that they own in their cart because they don't got nowhere else to go. I'm tired of seeing our people living on reservations, and I'm tired of seeing our Native American brothers and sisters living on Indian reservations when they used to have this whole land to themselves, but now they got a little small ass reservation. That shit fucked up. We can't. That's not right, man. We got our people out here. We hooked on drugs like they can't even stop, man. Our people, they going out their mind on that crack and that heroin, man. And we can't be out here like that. Smoking sherms and all that. Brothers need to repent, stop cleaving to these other nations. And start holding ourselves to that royal priesthood, because we a chosen people. Let me bring that out. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. So the Most High, he said it's time to wake out of sleep, because our salvation is near. Like I said, I'm going to keep saying it. This word of prophecy is going about, this truth spreading, and that's only showing that it's time to wake out of sleep, because our salvation is near. You got to seek the Lord while he is near, while he may be found. Because once that door is shut, Like when the Most High shut the door, to close Noah in the ark, once that door is shut, it's over with. It's over with. If you ain't repented, then you part of that 2/3, you getting put to death. You know, unless the Most High has some kind of mercy on you, you getting put to death, and you gonna have to wait. You gonna have to wait to be regenerated back in the kingdom. You know, you gonna be born again in the kingdom. You know, amongst the righteous who did make it out. You know, so you know it's high time to awake out of sleep, because our salvation is nearer than when we believe. You know, we gotta come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, Israel. You know, and it says, you know, even if you come back to the laws, you can't just endure for a day. You know, you can't just you know, keep the laws for a week and then decide to give up. Oh, this hard. I want to go back to my old life. No, the Most High said, let me bring that up. You can't just say it's getting hard. It's getting hard. I want to go back to my old life because I don't have fun no more. You can still have fun in this truth. You know, you just can't be wicked. You know, men love darkness rather than light because their deeds is evil. But you know, if you start loving the light, you start putting them wicked deeds behind you, you're gonna start seeing that you can have fun while still praising the Lord, you know, while still serving the Lord, you can have fun. But you know, you can't give up. You can't give up in this truth. You gotta keep on no matter how hard it get. You know, and brothers do go off, you know, it said just man falleth 7 times, you know, but the wicked go stay in mischief or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But you know, you gotta, no matter when you fall off, you gotta repent, you know, tell the Most High. You gotta repent to the Most High, you know, get down on your knees and pray and tell the Most High that you won't do it again, you know, and abstain from all appearances of evil. You feel me? So, you know, you gotta endure unto the end in this truth, which bring out my next precept. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So, you know, you come into this truth, you start keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. You know, that don't mean you saved automatically, but because, you know, you got to keep the commandments and you got to endure in the faith, staying heavy in the faith all the way into the end, all the way into that sky crack, and you see them chariots, all the way until the bombs start hitting the earth. And then once you start seeing people getting beamed up, you still enduring, you know, because, you know, you got to wait on your chance to get beamed up, you know. So you gotta endure until the end, and then the same shall be saved, you know. And all these white people going into slavery, I don't care if they're police or not, you know, I tell them to their face, all these white people going into slavery, and they gonna serve under the Israelites. So like if I, you know, so-called white man ride past, so I had to tell them. But like I said, Matthew 24:13, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So, you know, you got to keep these commandments, keep the laws and the faith and the Most High all the way into the end. And then he that does that is the one that's going to be saved, you know. Let me bring this up. This is the book of Acts. This is the book of Acts, chapter 14, verse 22. Because it's not gonna be easy, you know. Ain't nobody say that it wasn't gonna be hard, you know. Because, you know, if he's saying that you gotta endure until the end, of course it's gonna be some hardships. Of course it's gonna be some trials and tribulations that's coming upon you, especially for those that's serving the Lord. It say that Satan gonna come down on the people that's serving the Lord because he know that he only got but a short time. So, you know, he gonna make war with the children that's keeping the commandments and the faith in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. So, you know, we gotta stick with the Lord. We gotta stick with the Lord no matter what comes upon us, you know, all the way up until death. You know. This is the book of Acts, chapter 14, verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. And let me read that again, and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So, you know, ain't nobody said it was gonna be easy. We gotta through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. You know, no matter what you're going through, you know, they might have a gun to your head. That's much tribulation. You know, you might be going through starving, famine. You know, you might get put in jail and get beat on. You know, you gotta go through much tribulation to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. This the book of Revelation. This the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. So he's saying, you know, we got the knowledge of the law, statutes, and commandments. So he's saying hold fast and stay in the faith all the way up until he come. Verse 26. And he that overcometh, meaning overcome the tribulation, overcome all the hardships, you know, overcome all the things that's gonna come upon us, getting put in FEMA camps, you know, overcome the pestilence, overcome the violence of the so-called white man, and how he gonna try to come down on us, you know, in these last days. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So, you know, he's saying he that keepeth the commandments and endure to the end, you know, and overcome, you know, to him, that's the person that's going to have power over the nations, and you're going to rule them with a rod of iron. You know, that's why I said, you know, I'm trying to keep the commandments to the best of my ability and stay heavy in the faith of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, so I could be one of them rulers. I want to get crowned by Yahweh Shai, you know. I want to make it, even if you get beamed up in the chariots, that don't mean that you go make it, because, you know, the Most High said he go purge out the rebels. So, you know, I want to keep enduring, you know, past getting beamed up, you know, pass through the wilderness, so I receive that crown from Yahweh Shai, you know, so I can rule over these nations, so I can be one of the ones coming to hunt down Donald Trump wicked ass, so I can be one of the ones coming to hunt down John McCain and Bill Gates and all these people that want to vaccinate our people, you know, and all these other nations that been oppressing us all these years, you know, since Israel came into existence. I want to go hunt down the Egyptians, you know. So, you know, I want to be one of these rulers in the kingdom. So, you know, I've got to keep the faith and keep the commandments and overcome all the hardship and tribulation that's to come in these last days, you know, so I can get crowned by Yahweh Shai. You know, I just wanted to get up and get into that Israel, you know. I was gonna go into the judgment of how the Most High, you know, of how the Most High was gonna judge this earth and all these wicked nations. But, you know, the Spirit just led me into, you know, exhorting my people, and, you know, you just gotta run with the Spirit. You know, the Spirit gonna bring it out of you. So, you know, I just want to say, calm Yasharahla, you know, and stay heavy, stay keeping the commandments, Yasharahla, and, you know, just stay heavy in the faith of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you know, and have faith that he go get us through these hardships, especially in these last days, you know.